Today I'm going to be doing an early adulthood interview on Gabriella Busmas, age 18. One question I have for you is, what do you see as your greatest challenge during this stage of life?
I think some of my greatest challenges for this life stage is the financial stress of just making sure I'm going to earn enough money for each semester and pay for each semester's college tuition, and then balancing just having work, school, and then like social and personal aspects of my life, and then also trying to manage my physical and mental health.
And what would you say are your greatest strengths due to being in early adulthood?
I think some of my greatest strengths for going into kind of early adulthood stages is going to be just my ability to be more self-sufficient in different kinds of tasks, and just like my ability to do things that some people might struggle with when they're first coming into that early adulthood stage, like being responsible for scheduling your own appointments, making sure you're doing all your schoolwork, because no one's really making sure you're doing that like they were when you were in like high school or lower grades. And then I think I also just have a lot more of a developed understanding of just things that I want to avoid and things that I do want to experience or just have.
What would you say your greatest fears are during this stage of life?
I think at this point in my life, some of my greatest fears are just my financial stability for the future, and being the only one responsible for taking care of everything for like myself, and then just kind of growing up and like getting older in general, just because it's unfamiliar.
Now, what's some advice you would give to your younger self?
I think advice that I'd give to my younger self would be that like there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
That's really good. What advice would you give to your older self?
I think for my older self, I would say to not be afraid to make any changes in my life if I'm not happy with how things are going.
And have you established future goals? If so, could you share them?
So some of my future goals are to graduate with my Associates of Applied Science and my like paralegal certification, and then completing a law internship as a paralegal at a local law firm, and eventually moving out of my parents' house on my own or with roommates.
Now, one last question. Could you describe the challenges of emerging adulthood, and can they relate?
I think a lot of challenges people face in emerging adulthood can be related to different challenges you do face, like how going to college, that can come with financial stress and the expectations of just becoming more self-sufficient and independent, or just kind of the financial stress about moving into your first place and all the things that kind of come with living in your own place, whether that's with your roommates or on your own, and all the different little aspects that you'll have to learn how to do and maintain.
All right, thank you so much. And that's going to be it for the rest of this early adulthood interview. Thank you.